there was a gal from our church who called me and reached out to me because her husband, who had been battling cancer for 25 years, had just got a prognosis that he was going to die within 24 to 48 hours. And so she reached out and just said, Pastor, can you come and pray with us? And of course, just like all of you, I have 2 hours on my calendar every single day that says, if somebody needs the gospel, I'm going to leave this free, right? That was a joke. Haha, you can laugh. It's never convenient. It's never convenient, but when you have an eternal mindset, thank God he gave me, to say, all right, everything else on my calendar really doesn't matter compared to this. For this wife, she looked at everything that she had going on in her life and said, my husband has 48 hours to live and nothing else really matters other than getting the gospel right in front of him, right? There's an eternal mindset. There's a planning that day to say, this is more important than everything else. And so I go up to the hospital and we get there. And of course, there's a lot of people crowded around his bed. And I just asked the spouse, can you just clear everybody out of the room? Can I just have some one-on-one time with him? And she did. She got everybody out and they went to the lobby. And I got by his bedside and shared the gospel with him because I had to let him know that, hey, within 48 hours, I know you've heard a lot about your sin. You heard a lot about this life and you heard a lot about God's judgment. You're going to face that in the next 24 to 48 hours. And I need you to be ready. And it's not being ready with your good works because that's not going to cut it. And I hope you know that's not going to cut it because you got a sin problem. And the only way to solve your sin problem is through Jesus Christ and the blood that he shed on the cross, the perfect life that he lived. And if you surrender your life to him, right? If you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. That's it. You will be saved. You can be saved here in that moment. And with tears running down his eyes, he said, Pastor, I want to be saved. I want to go to heaven. And I said, brother, surrender your life to Christ right now, and you will be guaranteed to be in the presence of Jesus in 24 to 48 hours, if that's the case. And we prayed together, and then I called his family back in. And you know what he did when his family came back in? He raised his hands in the air, and he said, baby, I'm saved. I'm saved. My life is in Jesus' hands. It's not about me. It's all about Jesus. Here's a man that's on his deathbed. And 24 hours later, almost to the minute, he passed away. And he was able to give his life to Jesus at the end of his life. And I'm not telling you that to be any hero in this story, because God's the hero here. I just happen to be the messenger. I happen to get the phone call. And you might say, well, you're a pastor. That's what you're supposed to do. But here's what I want to really press upon you. You got the same gospel message. You got the same people that are around you that need Jesus. You have the same urgency that although he had 24 hours, 48 hours to live based on what the doctor told him, you don't know when tomorrow will end. You don't know when tomorrow will be for your neighbor. You don't know when tomorrow will be for your coworker. You don't know when tomorrow will be for your family member. We all have to have that same urgency to say the gospel needs to get out now, right? These